start recording. Then let me just give a introduction of everything. All right. So we've been in this situation in this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. It really has created a lot of opportunities, work from home opportunities, and work from home culture has evolved in this pandemic. It has brought families together, certainly, but we've seen that, especially in the Indian context, we've seen that there has been rise in marital discord, and the family courts are filled with petitions of couples who want to just don't want to stay together anymore. And 30% rise in past 1.5 years. There has been 30% rise in this relationship not going very well. And we have with us a relationship expert joining us from all the way from Australia, and she is one expert. All right. So Cristina is a dating and relationship expert. To speak a few words about her, a great speaker of repute, creator of Love Map, a powerful and inspiring dating and relationship skills coach. And in Love Map, she takes single women through a 6-week phase of self-discovery to find out how they have more love, intimacy, and passion in their life, and how to attract the right man for themselves. So her passion to help other single women was born when she was able to find a passionate and fulfilling relationship after 15 years old marriage ended. After her 15 years old marriage ended, and after she went through a lot of hurt and pain of that toxic relationship and domestic violence too. As a Master NLP Practitioner, Master of Timeline Therapy and Hypnosis, Cristina successfully coaches single women through her personalized one-to-one breakthrough program, Become the One, which identifies the tough pattern and actions of an individual that's causing them to push away love rather than attract or create that in their life. Through her mission, Cristina wants to contribute to the creation of more love and togetherness into this beautiful world that we are living in, and into this beautiful life that has been bestowed upon us. So welcome, Cristina. Over to you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your invitation into this space. First, I just want to say hi to everyone, and if it's okay to turn your cameras on, that would be awesome. I don't care if you didn't brush your hair or you didn't brush your teeth today, okay, or if you are in your pajamas, but it's just going to be a great exchange of energy, and I'm going to probably ask some questions, or ask you to do certain things, and you'll really help, and it would be great if I could actually see you at the same time, if that's possible. So I would like to invite you to turn your cameras off, or on actually, if you can. And then I'm going to, hey Rupesh, thank you. So I'd like to know, because I'm going to talk a little bit about how to find true love and how to have a successful relationship as well. So there are certain steps in order for us to actually be able to have a successful relationship. Hi, Kashif, how are you? So,
I'm good.
Good. So, what do you think it takes to have, can anyone tell me, what does it take, to have a successful relationship? Who can tell me? Who's going to be brave to start? Hi, Usha. So, what do you think it takes to have a successful relationship? Anybody?
Yeah. Can I? Am I audible?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. The basic thing is understanding and accepting the differences that we have and cherishing the different way of thinking we cater together. Like there are common situations we spend more of the time together, and always be a different gender or a different person. One thing is being seen with two different ways always. So we have a different perspectives, we have different opinion. We have to accept that yes, that person is thinking a different way. That doesn't mean that is wrong. It's just that the thinking is different. That is what I
That's
feel,
right.
and we have to accept it.
That's right. So thank you so much. That was a great input, Zinal. I appreciate that. So here's the thing, right? There are actually 3 steps, and I'm going to write you make sure you have a pen and paper, right? Because I'm going to ask you to write down things, because the brain learns a lot more and retains a lot more when we write down, right? So there are 3 steps that are helping us to find true love and have a successful relationship. And the first step is knowing yourself. Now, why it's important to know yourself, right? Well, if you don't know yourself, you're not going to know who's going to be the person that's going to be able to walk the path with you, okay? You're not going to know what direction you're going to, so it's going to make it difficult for you to also communicate your needs to your partner. The second step that you have to kind of know is to know what you want in a partner. When you know the direction in your life, you also know who's gonna, as I said earlier, who's going to be able to fit in it. And the third step will be knowing how to keep it. So the 3 steps: 1, know yourself, know what you want, and know how to keep it. Now, what does it mean, know how to keep it? It means relationship skills, just like how I don't know, if you learn to ride a bike, right? You kind of had to learn certain skills, right? Where to look, for example, how to balance, when to put your foot down, when to turn. So with a relationship, there's certain things that we need to know in order for us to have a successful relationship. So let's talk about step number 1. Right? What do you need to know about yourself in order to have, a successful relationship? What you have to know: your life vision. What am I aspiring to do? What's the direction that I'm going towards? Do I want to be a teacher? Am I into sports? Do I want to be in the army? What is it, the one thing that I see myself doing? What's my purpose in life? Some people love being a mother or a father. Some people love to do more than that. They want to take their existence to the next level and live a purposeful life. Now, what's good about living a life with purpose is that it's giving you the drive to do more and create better emotions within yourself. Now, have you noticed how a lot of depressed people sometimes, right, they are focusing on what's not there? And when you focus on what's not there, it's kind of limiting and making you not want to do much. The less you do, the worse you feel. So when you have a direction in life and you have goals, you can actually focus on achieving the goals. And the more you do, the more confident you become. So what's your life vision? I want you to ask yourself, what is it that really that makes you happy? Okay. And to have more clarity about your direction in life, I want you to ask yourself these questions, okay? And write this down, please. What is it that I love and I'm good at? So who wants to give me an example? Hashit, let's go with you. Give me one thing that you love to do and you're actually good at.
I love to sing, and I think I'm actually good at.
Good, awesome. Who else wants to try? Kashif, do you want to give me an example of what do you love and you're good at?
Yeah, I love playing badminton, and I'm good at that too.
Awesome. So Usha, what are you good at, and what do you love and you're good at?
Hi, ma'am. Actually, I don't want to waste the time. Actually, all my 3 kids are engaged in one or other activities, so I'm very much interested in learning new things always.
Okay. Awesome. So you
That's
learn you like to learn new things
yes, yes,
about
of course. Always, I'm much
being a
interested to learn
mother.
more new things.
What specifically do you want to learn about?
Sorry,
What is it that you like to learn?
no, your voice is breaking.
Sorry. What is it that you like to learn? It's okay. It's okay. Maybe my connection is not. Hopefully, my connection is okay. But you kind of get the idea, right? So I want you to write this down, and after this presentation, fill out these answers. You can do it during the presentation as well, but do it after. Spend the time to answer these questions, because these questions are meant to help you get more clarity about yourself, right? So the second question I want you to ask yourself is, what you don't love and you are good at. What you don't love and you're good at. And you might want to say cleaning or, I don't know, driving around, right? Or some sort of a chore, right? Maybe you, like if Harshit was saying that he likes to sing and he's good at, right? What is it that you're very good at doing and you're just kind of not enjoying? Like, I know someone that knows to do bookkeeping, but they really don't enjoy doing it. And what it does is she goes to work and all she does, she complains every day how much she hates it. And it creates so much negativity within herself. How do you think that person's going to show up in her relationship? If she's constantly like unhappy within herself.
So I would like to answer this, Christina. So most of us, we don't we don't like our work, but we have to be good at our work. We are good at our work. So especially corporate jobs, especially corporate jobs. That's
right. So, but when you get clarity, when you ask yourself these questions, what these questions are meant to do is to uncover your passion towards something. When we do something with passion, no matter what it is, being a mother, being a tailor, mowing the lawn, being a doctor, when we do it with passion, when we sing, when we paint, then the quality of what we do multiplies by 10 times. So another question I want you to ask yourself is, what you love and are not good at. What do you love and you are not good at? Sanita, I hope I said your name correctly. Can you hear me? Sanita, am I saying it right? Maybe she can't hear me. So when you're gonna, all right, so that's the third question. And then the fourth question will be, what you don't love and you are not good at. So as I said earlier, the purpose of these questions is to give you clarity about what you should be doing in life. What should you do more and what should you do less? Where should your focus go towards? Because that's going to give you the direction, the goal, the vision, your mission in life. And the more you do, because the more you do, and if you don't feel aligned with it, if you don't feel like it's the right thing for you, you're not going to be able to, if you're not feeling good about yourself, you're not going to be able to feel good in a relationship. You're going to bring all that baggage, all those negative emotions with you into a relationship. So it's important to kind of know yourself, understand where you're going, and that's going to help you get clarity about your partner as well. So spend some time to answer these questions for yourself. So you have a better chance of understanding who is the person that's going to fit next to you. And so this is for people that are in a relationship or not in a relationship. And I'll tell you towards the end why is this important, right? So I was so I'm coaching women. I was coaching men before as well, but I'm just focusing now mainly on women. And I once had this client, okay, and he was very driven, and he wanted to achieve quite a lot in his life, and he got married quite young. Right? He met someone, he fell in love with her, you know, they thought, oh, this is all great, you know, they got married, they had a child. And then right after they had a child, his job was require him to travel a lot. Okay. And he traveled and traveled and traveled, and then she was staying at home all by herself, and she started feeling completely unloved because what had to happen for her to feel love was not there. Her man, though he loves her, he was not there all the time. And the reason why the relationship got affected was because connection was massive for this lady that I was working with, you know, later on as well, because they were a couple. I worked with them as a couple. So the lady, one of her values in a relationship was connection. And she didn't have what was required for her to have a connection with her husband because he was mainly away. So that created a lot of conflict in the relationship. And, you know, she felt unloved. He was like, well, I'm doing everything that I can, you know, I'm providing for the family. I'm always here when I can. But she didn't see all of that because she actually didn't receive what she needed the most, which is contact, quality time with him. And that was one of her love languages. So if you know that, for example, you know, family is a high value of yours, then you can sort of choose a job that will create the time for your family as well. Because if your profession is high in your values and you're going to be career driven, you're going to keep doing all these steps because you're going to be focusing on your career and your family is not going to be prioritized, right? And then that's going to create a lot of conflict. So it's important to kind of know what you want, what's more important for you in life, you know, because that's going to avoid a lot of conflict in the future. So let's talk a little bit about, let's say that some of you are single, right? Because I'm not quite sure who's in a single and who's in a relationship in here. But let's talk a little bit about the criteria of how to choose a partner, okay? Because this is, I want you to know that it's about the success of having, how should I say? Sorry. So in order to have a great relationship, you know, you have to choose the right partner. Like it's about 95%, you know, that's how important it is. Like if you choose the wrong partner, no matter how much relationship skills you have, you know, you're not going to be able to make it happen. So what is it when it comes to choosing a partner? You have to have clarity about who that person is. So these are the 3 things that I want you to write down in order for you to have more clarity about, you know, choosing the right partner for yourself. So what is it a must? What is a must when it comes to, you know, that person? What that person has to have? For example, it could be a job. It could be a family. It could be a house. What's a must? You know, what is it that important for you that if you don't have that one thing, you know, then you will just be really unhappy. The second thing that I want you to write down, what is a should? Now, what a should is, I would like to have that, but if I don't, I can deal without. So, for example, my partner, or you know, my partner, it's a smoker, right? And I wanted a person that didn't smoke, you know, before I met him. But then, because of other qualities of his, the smoking became less important. So that was a should. I wanted him to not be a smoker, but it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a must, if it makes sense. Are you with me? Right? Okay. So the must, the should, and the what's a deal breaker. Now the deal breaker is something that if that person was going to do that thing or be that thing, you know, it will really crush you. You will really break the relationship. For example, for me, it's drugs, right? Under no circumstances I'll accept to be in a relationship with someone that takes drugs. I don't judge people that take drugs. I just don't want it in my life. You know, it's not in my lifestyle. So for me, that's a deal breaker. For someone else, could be maybe, I don't know. Can someone give me a deal breaker? Give me an example of a deal breaker.
Someone who has multiple relationships with other women and things like that.
That's right. The players. Who else can give an example of a deal breaker? Anyone else?
Alcohol.
Some of you are really shy.
Alcoholism.
Yeah, alcohol. That's right. So all these 3 steps that I gave you right now will give you standards in a relationship. So when you have standards in a relationship, right, that those are going to be your guidelines about choosing a partner. So when you meet someone, you're not simply deciding to be with a person just based on how you feel, which is most of the times people choose a partner and enter a marriage either, you know, based on what others are saying, like parents or sisters or whatever, or based on how they feel. But when we make a choice based on how we feel, sometimes it's actually not enough. When we don't have, because we enter relationships with people that don't fit in that life vision of ours. And then we can't actually have the relationship that we want. If you are a mother that you know, let's just say one of her values is family, right? Then if you have a husband that values career more, you're going to constantly feel unfulfilled. Your needs are not going to be met. This is the easiest example I could come up with. So let's talk about the 3rd step now, which is knowing how to keep it. Do you have any questions in regards to finding a partner? Is anyone here having any questions? No? Okay. So let's talk now about relationship skills. Like, what should you know? Okay, what should you know about relationship that can be useful? And obviously I know tons of, it was very hard to kind of, you know, shrink everything into like a small presentation because I know so much about, you know, relationships, but these are some of the things that you need to know. Now, you should be aware of your love languages. Now, who has heard, put your hand up if you heard about love languages. All right, one person, and obviously Santhan, I know I expected you to know. All right, so you can Google love languages. Actually, let me see if I have my book here. Probably, here you go, it's right here. I have tons of relationship books. So the 5 love languages has been written by Gary Chapman, and he talks about, you know, somebody could show you love, you know, but you might have no idea. You might not feel it. And it happens all the time in relationships, right? When somebody does a lot and they feel like they're showing love by what they're doing, yet, you know, the partner is actually not feeling it. So the reason why this creates conflicts when we are not aware of our love languages is because we end up feeling misunderstood. And again, that creates conflict. So the 5 love languages are acts of service. Write this down if you don't know about it. Second is words of affirmation. Then you have gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Now, my personal love languages are acts of service and physical touch. So when my partner comes and helps me out with stuff, I feel so loved. He doesn't have to tell me I love you 10 times a day, but if he goes and does the dishes, it's like, yes, I feel so loved right now because I feel supported. Okay? Now, him, on the other hand, his love language is quality time. So if we don't see each other a lot or we don't keep connected, he feels a little bit not unloved, but just not as loved as. So I have to ensure all the time that, we are seeing each other enough, because I can get quite busy. I work nights, I have coaching sessions late at night, presentations, on a Saturday, so it's kind of crazy. My life is kind of crazy sometimes. So I have to constantly ensure that we're spending enough quality time and that I'm fully present when I'm with him, because we don't have a lot of time together. I want to make sure I'm fully present with him. So this is one of the things that it's so easy to get distracted right now. When you have kids, when you have a phone, when you have the TV, it's just kind of crazy. And if you work from home or homeschooling, forget it. It's like, right? So we kind of forget to be fully present. So ensuring that we understand our love languages and our partners, it helps us create connection, be more in alignment and create more love within each other, right? So, my ex-husband, for example, used to give me lots of gifts. He'll buy me jewelry and anything I wanted. We're not necessarily rich. Just that was his way of showing love. And I could not care less about gifts. All I wanted was just to spend time with him because he was never home. So that created a lot of conflict. So it's good to be aware of your love languages. You can do that quiz online. Okay, so if you just type in on Google, the 5 love languages, you can do the quiz online, and you can do it for yourself, and you can do it as a couple as well if you are in a couple. Okay, and that will give you more clarity about how to show love to each other. Okay. So that's one way how you can, create more love, intimacy in a relationship. Another thing that I want to share with you is this. Has anybody here heard about masculine or feminine energy? Oh, yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. So this is what. Kind of the. So we do have two different kind of energies, right? And we use each one at different times, right? Now what happens is, because we are not aware sometimes of which energy we are in, we sometimes create depolarization in a couple. So if you think about magnets, right? Magnets, on what end they attract, and on the other end, you can't really, right? They repel, right? So in order to have polarity and attraction in a relationship, you have to have two opposite energies. So you have to have masculine and feminine, right? Now, what happens at times, we kind of step into, let's say, as a woman, you might step into your masculine. You just had to deal with certain things, getting whole bunch of chores done, and then you kind of just step into your masculine energy. And then you come home and you are still in your masculine energy. What happens if your husband is in a masculine energy as well? You're going to repel each other. You're not going to be able to create that attraction within each other and, create sexual tension. So the way how you can create more polarity and intimacy in a relationship is to know these simple things about masculine and feminine energy. The feminine energy, and please write this down, needs to be seen. So if the feminine energy feels unseen, you're gonna be in trouble. she's gonna build a lot of resentment, and she's gonna end up feeling like you don't care. So the solution to that is to give her attention all the time, as much as you can, right? So when the feminine energy feels, seen, then she can open up and become more radiant. And the radiance is what makes you more attracted as a man, more attracted to her. Now, one example, let's say, you wake up in the morning and before you leave the bed, you can give her a cuddle. All right, you can tell her how beautiful she is. Even if she woke up and her hair is like that, it doesn't matter. Just pay a compliment, right? And if you do that, then that makes her feel seen. That makes her feel important, significant, right? So just a simple thing like giving her a kiss before you leave home, that makes her feel seen, right? So these are just some examples. Do you find this helpful? Is this kind of, yeah, cool. All right. So the second thing you can do to create more intimacy, when it comes to feminine energy, is to make sure that she feels understood. If the feminine energy feels misunderstood, again, that's going to create a lot of conflict, and the polarization is going to die. If she's not going to feel understood, she's going to feel like you don't care to listen to her. So the solution to that is to give her real presence all the time. So if you are with her, right, you got to be 100% present. Okay, and if you can't, just tell her, I can't do this right now, but I can come back to you. Can we meet at or in half an hour or whatever, and then we can sit down and you can have my whole attention. Just such a simple thing can change the whole dynamic on a day, because now she understands it's not that you don't care, it's just because you really can't right in this moment because it's something else that you need to prioritize, right? So make sure that you give her presence, make sure that she feels understood. And one of the most important things of all is number 3 is make sure that she feels safe with you. So feeling safe can mean not just that she doesn't feel safe from a physical point of view, but maybe is that you can't provide, for the family. Maybe you're not standing up for her in a situation. So feeling safe for the feminine energy can mean so many things, and it's up to you to communicate within each other, what makes you feel unsafe, what makes you feel disconnected. So the solution to that is to give her reassurance. Give her reassurance that she's okay. You're going to find a way. You're working on this, right? Listen to her, to what she has to say. Listening to your woman will make her feel understood, heard, and safe. Ranjita is smiling. She's like, yes. She's like, that's it. All the women are going, yeah. Cool. All right, now let's talk about the masculine energy. Are you with me? Do you find this useful so far? Awesome. All right, cool. So for those of you that have the cameras off, I just want to let you know that I work with clients that have kids, messy houses, and it's totally okay. I would rather have you with the cameras on if you can. If you don't, I understand. Okay, it's just because it helps the energy exchange, a lot better. All right, so thank you to those that turn their cameras off. I really appreciate you. So let's talk about the masculine energy really quick. Now, what can turn the intimacy down for the masculine? What can shut down the masculine energy? Well, number one, ladies, pay attention and write this down. Being criticized. And we don't even realize we do it. And we might think we are helping him, okay? But men can be quite sensitive. And if you say something in a way that makes him feel like he didn't do the right thing, he's going to pull away from you. He's going to go into his cave and he's going to stay there, licking his wounds for a little bit until he's ready to come out. Okay, so feeling criticized. And we do that with our kids as well without realizing. Okay, so the solution to that is to admire and appreciate. There's no better gift you can give to a man than appreciating what he does. Men, is that true? So if he does something, make sure to say thank you. Make sure to say, wow, baby, that's great. Thank you for taking the time. If they feel like you admire them, they want, a man in love wants to be your hero. Wants to feel like he's the man. And when you criticize him, it kind of like, have you ever seen a superhero criticized? So if they can't be the hero, and save the day, even if it means just taking the garbage out without you criticizing, telling him what to do, then he will pull away, and that's going to kill the intimacy in the relationship. The second thing that you need to be, you have to do is you have to avoid being shut down and closed down. So when there's conflict, lean towards him rather than away from him, right? So if you shut down as a woman, a man doesn't understand what he has done wrong because he thinks very different. So the solution to that is for you to be open and playful. The more open and playful you are, the more you flick your hair, the more you kind of look at him like that, the more you like, oh, baby, did you work out today? He's going to be like, yeah, baby, yeah, a little bit. Can you see it? Right? All the guys are smiling, almost all. Anyway, so the more interaction in a playful way you have with your man, the more he's going to feel like a man next to you. Now, a man comes back to a woman to feel more of a man. So it's the better he feels next to you, the more of you he's going to want. The more criticize and control he's going to feel, the more he's going to pull away from you. Okay, because it's going to make him feel uncomfortable. So the number 3 step is that's going to shut down the intimacy in a relationship is feeling controlled. If you're men, a lot of men highly appreciate freedom. And it might mean just to jump on a bike and go somewhere and not having you to tell them, oh, you can't do that. Right? So it's as simple as that. Or, you can't eat so salty or whatever it is, that you think you might be helping him, but he actually feels controlled. Okay, so if he feels controlled, he's going to pull away. He's going to become, he's just not going to want to spend time with you. So the solution to that is to give freedom and love. Give freedom and love. And you can always talk to a man about your needs. Okay, you can always talk to a man about your needs. But you have to know yourself in order to be able to do that. I had a coaching session with a lady today, and we spoke about trust. And she said, she had a really hard time trusting people. And I asked her, what has to happen for you to trust the man? And she gave me such a massive list of things. So understand this, if one of these things is not happening for her in that list, then she can't trust, she pulls away. Now, if she's actually aware of what has to happen for her to have trust, she can actually communicate to that person. For example, one of the things she realized as we're working on this today, one of the things was that within her previous relationship, she didn't have quality time with that person. And because quality time was one of the criteria of how she was measuring if she could have trust in a person, because he was not available to see her and spend time with her, she decided she couldn't trust him, which actually completely broke the relationship, because she didn't feel safe because she decided she couldn't trust him. She pulled away, shut down, and then he just pulled away himself because thinking she's not interested anymore. So can you understand can you see how important it is to have the relationship skills? Just like anything else, like a job, like driving a car, you have to kind of learn what to do before you enter the relationship, so you actually have a successful relationship. Now, if you are already in a relationship, it's not too late. Okay, you can still learn what you need to adjust in your relationship, and this is what I do. That's why in Love Map I'm teaching those relationship skills. I'm having right now, for those that are single, I'm doing a Facebook challenge in my group about the steps, the dating steps, and how to ensure that you find the right partner. So this is what I want you to understand: having awareness, right, about what works and what not works, and being willing to try new things is what's going to help you grow the relationship. And that's kind of what I prepare for you for today. Again, I could talk to you about relationships and dating and all that until tomorrow, but I don't want to overwhelm you, because sometimes that can be a problem too. Now, is anyone here having any questions at all? Anything specific to your situation, or be brave. I promise I don't bite. I don't know your name. Oh, it's Opal. I'm assuming that's your phone, right? The Opal.
You're
It's-
mute. Yes.
What's your name?
Tejal.
Angel.
Yeah, Tejal Chokshi. Oh, you can call me Tejal. It's fine.
Okay, cool. All right. So, did you enjoy that? What was your biggest takeaway out of that?
My biggest takeaway was the deal breaker question. We do it very unconsciously, but we never put it out there. Even boys do it all the time. Even girls do it all the time, but we never put it out. That what was the reason why that person is not sitting right, or this person is not sitting right. It's always like I don't want to say it's not a secret, but it's a very unconscious thing that we do. We don't realize it.
We do a lot of unconscious stuff in a relationship, yes, which is why I do what I do, because I have been with a man for 15 years, right, with my ex-husband. And if I knew what I know now, I'll still be in that relationship, but I didn't. And I didn't know how to make my husband feel understood, appreciated. I was very critical of him, I didn't feel safe for many reasons, and in the end, I just built so much resentment that it got us to a point where, we are not compatible anymore. So resentment is that feeling of, being treated unfairly, right? You feel that this is not right. And when you get to that point, it's just kind of snowballing, and we build resentment when we don't understand. As you said, like when we don't understand the other side, because we're so different. So we end up questioning intention, we think that, oh, they mean something that's not quite good, and then that's creating conflict and mistrust, and it kind of snowballs from there. So always be aware of what meaning you attach to what they say or what they do, because the meaning will create an emotion for you, and that emotion could be negative or positive, and it will influence your behavior and how you're going to show up in the relationship from that point.
Yeah.
So Harshit, what was your biggest takeaway from this?
My biggest takeaway was that I should be giving more time to my partner. And if I'm not able to give, tell them right away that I'm busy.
Good. That's good. It's just how you say it, it's important. Always make sure that you say, can we do this in half an hour, or like at 5 o'clock, and make sure you put that in your calendar. You better show up at that time that you said, because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble.
Definitely.
All right. So, anyone else with any questions? No? Well,
We'll
thank you
do
so much.
a challenge and then we'll take. I think that's where the questions, because here, like, we are just kind of listening to the whole breakdown of, how we think and what we decide. Just saying.
So it's good to have, if you can get the recording, it will help you out, because sometimes it's a lot to take in just at once. So you can, start writing down. So you can get a recording if that will be available to you. That'll be good. And just look at your notes and try to answer those questions. You're gonna get a lot of insight. And other than that, well, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure.
There's one more question.
And if you want to join me, my name is spelled just like that. I'm on Facebook. You can join me.
Would you like to take one more question from Ranjita?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I didn't see.
Oh, that's absolutely okay, Christina. Lovely session, lovely, insight into relationship, how we should, over a period of time, keep, our reinventing each other, many a times we take our relationship for granted, and when we get busy, am I audible? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So when we get busy, we take our partners for granted, and there is very little time that we give, in acknowledging their effort, so yes, it's very important that we keep acknowledging each other for, whatever we do in our day-to-day life. As we extend the family, our attention and everything moves to our child, our job and things, that we don't end up giving time to each other. We don't end up, rewarding each other or thanking each other, so that's very important. And your session today, Sadhna, thank you so much for, sending the invite. I'm happy that I attended your session, and it has kind of, helped me understand that yes, it is important, though we know, somewhere we all know that it's important, but we tend to forget, we are at our comfort zone. And even today, like I had my session and things, when things work, I just happen to, pass it on to my husband, saying this is not at place, this is not proper, and and I don't realize what impact it has, and as you mentioned, the very good analogy you took about the magnets, or not playing too much of a male role. Okay. And then the attraction and things are, lost. So yes, it is very important to give everybody their place, the importance to their place in our life. And yes, we need to keep reviving our relationship through this small piece of gratitude.
That's right. I'm really happy to hear that it's been helpful. So yeah, thank you for the insight. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Any other questions, please? Please ask Cristina. Make the most of it. Any other individual wanting to ask anything? All right. So I will save this recording for all of you. Infinite Ripple is the name of my YouTube channel, which is just open. And that's my company, EduTech company. And the initiative is for women, which I am taking. And every week we have free sessions like this. We call experts from all over the world. And thank you, Cristina, for coming here and sharing on this very valuable aspect called relationship, because ultimately we may earn world's riches, we may become very wealthy, but I think our most prized position is always our relationship, our friendship, relationship with partners, with family, with children, and all these things. And I'm so glad that you are here, and all the steps that you shared today, I wrote them down. And even though I'm a coach, we all make mistakes as human beings. And today I got certain insights as to how I can recalibrate my approach towards my relationship with my partner, my husband. And that was wonderful insight. And I'm sure even if you had continued, I would have just sat quietly and listened. But like everything has its limit, and you also have to go and you have you may be busy, but thank you so much.
I wanted to, I think sometimes, I've done this mistake in the past where I gave a lot of information and it can be a little bit overwhelming. So I thought, I'll keep it, I think, to sort of cover a little bit of everything. But again, for those of you that are interested, you can always find me on Facebook. Cristina Devi is my name. And, if you are a woman, you can join my group as well. Lionesses Den. And, I can help you further as well if you want. And the truth is that we are constantly learning from one another. We learn from kids, we learn from elderlies, we learn from a friend, from a sibling, but we have to be careful what we let in as well. Sometimes we ask the advice of someone, and it's not necessarily fitting in with who we are. So I want you to take from what I said, whatever what fits for you, whatever what feels right and aligned to you. And if you need any other, support in the future, let me know, okay?
Absolutely.
Now I better go because my partner just arrived. and and I promise him, to be fully present. As I've been working the whole day and we haven't seen each other the whole week. So thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you, and let me know if if there's any other opportunity. I'd love to share what I know. Okay.
All right, Cristina, I will continue inviting you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
In fact, we can have a group photo. We can have a group photo. A screen.
Yeah, please, quickly.
Everyone,
Yeah, let me take it.
Archana? Harshit and Keshav can also do that. It's not only females who are supposed to do this.
Do that.
He got told.
I'm using my phone, so I can do that. In one hand, I have my phone.
I took it.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, and everyone, and enjoy your weekend. Stay safe.
Thank you.
So,
We'll join you on Facebook.
Yes, we'll see you there.